All right, fellow babies, we're back with a new edition of Pach-Attack. Disco Smurf, you were busy this week on Twitter at the Disco Smurf. Hey, Pac, considering that Microsoft's Entertainment and Device Division, which is now called the Interactive Entertainment Business, I think they changed it from EDD to IEB, only accounts for 13% of total revenue, will it really affect the company economically if the Xbox One fails? You know, I mean, that's like saying, does Procter & Gamble suffer if one of their products doesn't sell? Yeah, they suffer. I mean, it's a pretty big chunk of profit, and it's a recurring revenue stream. So that's the cool thing about Xbox Live is kind of recurring revenues, and even game royalties are recurring revenues. Microsoft will care if the division fails. I don't think the Xbox One is going to fail. I think the Xbox One has compromised its prospects for success by pricing above the PlayStation 4 and by having what a lot of gamers consider to be onerous DRM. So, the better question is, what's the lifetime value of an Xbox One? And my guess is it's $1,000 or more. So every million units they don't sell times $1,000 costs them $1 billion. That matters, and that's really the trick. When you buy Office, you typically spend like $100, $200 on software, and you buy it once for every PC cycle. If you buy an Xbox and they think their lifetime value is $1,000, they care if they sell 10 million or 11 million units. So it's actually probably one of the more profitable groups within the Microsoft family, and it's the only place within Microsoft that's actually showing any kind of growth. So I think Microsoft cares an awful lot about how IEB does. At Unknown Kadath, I've noticed most Sony IPs never seem to be as popular as Nintendo and Microsoft IPs. Is this due to the Sony IPs not being as well made, or are they missing that special something that Nintendo and Microsoft have? Boy, great question, and if I knew the answer, I would be in the game business, making games instead of just sitting here and guessing about things I should not guess about because I know nothing. Nintendo has that secret sauce. I don't know what it is. It translates into delight. People love their games. I would give Microsoft a lot less credit than you. I think Microsoft IPs don't all work. You probably don't remember Grabbed by the Ghoulies or Viva Pinata. My recollection is those didn't work very well. There might be a couple others. Perfect Dark from Rare didn't work very well. What else? God, they have so many bad games. So, I think maybe you're comparing Sony IP to Gears of War or Halo. I mean, that's great, but Sony's had some pretty successful IP. I think it's actually more the nature of the games. Like Uncharted, which is a really phenomenal game, is an action-adventure game. It's not a first-person shooter like Halo was. And the truth is, you don't have very many action-adventure games that sell the kind of numbers that shooter games like Call of Duty and Battlefield do. I mean, the only one I can think of is Grand Theft Auto, which is, again, a unique property, which, oh, by the way, was exclusive to PS2 back in the day. So, I don't think your premise is correct with regard to Microsoft. I think Sony has just as many hits as Microsoft and just as many misses. It is true with respect to Nintendo. Nintendo has done something right. I mean, I guess the real thing they've done right is that many of their characters are 20 and 30 years old. Mario's been around that long, and Zelda's been around that long, and Pokemon is not that much farther behind. So they make phenomenal games. They've had amazing runs with their IP. They delight consumers, and I don't understand the secret sauce. So, no, I wouldn't say they're not well made. I mean, Sony games, Last of Us, consistently get in the 90s. They really do. They're just a different type of gaming experience because they tend to be action-adventure, or I don't even know how you describe what Little Big Planet is, but they're a different type of game from what Microsoft produces and what Nintendo produces more platform games, I'd say, than anybody. And they're the only guys who seem to be able to make money on a platform game, but it works. And they make goofy racing games and goofy fighting games that are just somehow delightful. Again, Sony tried to make a rip-off of Smash Brothers, Battle Royale, and it didn't work, and I don't know why. That one I would say was not as well made as Super Smash Brothers, but I wish I could tell you Why? I don't. If you're interested in keen insight into game quality, I suggest that you go to the Giant Bomb website. I think those guys are pretty good and they're pretty honest. I think they seem to know what gamers like. Okay, from Twitter, we got a question from Corey Hoffarth. Hoffarth. At Corey Hoffarth. Can't leave that ad out. Do you think the PS4 full supporting remote play will sell more PS Vitas? No. Next question. Oh, Corey. You know, I think if they'd make the PS Vita in different colors, it wouldn't sell more. The only thing that's going to sell more Vitas is a price cut or compelling software. God, I shudder to tell you how many units of the Vita were sold this month, but the answer is not very many. The Vita's dead. It's over. It's a really great device that nobody thinks they need, so no one's buying it. It is really slick. If you get one, you really like it. I don't really get the whole remote play thing. I mean, there's not that many games you're going to be able to play on your Vita and your PS3, and using it as a controller, I don't know, instead of spending $250, you can buy a controller for 10. So to me, $250, 10 seems like a better deal. I don't really get it, but the Vita's really fun as a standalone handheld. It's just quite expensive. All right, fellow babies, if you have a question, please submit them to the Ask Pack link below, or submit them to me on Twitter at Michael Pachter. Make sure that you copy at Game Trailers and also apply the hashtag AskPack, and that's P-A-C-H for those of you who can't spell my name. It's not P-A-T-C-H. Ha. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready when you are.
Ready. Cool.
All right, fellow babies.
I'm rolling now to do it big, live a life. They wish they did. Gotta go for yours, no hesitations. Make the haters say congratulations, congratulations.
These are all output for my clients. When they want information, they want it now. They want it in real time. They want to talk to me because I am the man and I give them answers. Shake your booty.
I'ma grow up to be something.
Because the sun's coming up. Shake your booty.
You heard it all before.
I'm probably right 70 or 80% of the time when I say something. So here I am.
I know, you heard it all before, yeah.
I may not get specifics correct directionally. I'm right 100% of the time.
I had the feeling since I was a kid. I gigantic with everything I did. Baby, you know what it is.
Who cares? If I guess what it's going to be and it comes out different, they don't care. They care what I think is going to happen now. Now that we have the data, what does that mean?
I want that big money, big house, big cars. So I grind every day. My life is no facade, no mirage.
10 million a year.
So the applause is why I spend so many nights in that garage.
Shake your booty.
Cause I'm aware that life is no massage.
Thanks for joining, fellow babies. All right, fellow babies, if you'd like to check out more episodes, you can do so on YouTube, or we'll save you some time. You can stay on the site and you can check them out right there.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Few outtakes.
The word of a generation.
It is kind of an odd word, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so stupid. I feel like an idiot every time I use that word.
Dr. Awesome.